Hi, Witchy School of Wisdom. What's up, my witches? Merry meet, everyone. It is Wednesday, which means it is Wisdom Wednesday, Witchy Wisdom Wednesday. How is everyone? Let me invite some friends in while we just wait for them to come on in. And today is the day that I go live. We're just inviting some people in. All right. Hey, Cassandra, how are you? Welcome. And Mariah's here, of course, my witchy sister, Mariah. Edie's here. I'm so glad y'all could join me live. And Lindsay, hi. Hey. What's up, my witches? How is everyone today? It is Wednesday. My glasses are off wonky. So we're almost done with the week, right? How is everybody's week going so far? Mercury retrograde. Do I need to say anything more than that? Hey, Gemma, welcome. So glad you guys can join me live if you're here. Thank you for joining me live. If you are catching the replay, of course, hit hashtag replay. So I give special shout outs to all my witchy folks who join me live. So yeah, thank y'all for joining me live. Georgia's here with her little cute little purple heart and Penny. Yay! So this got a lot of new people on. Maybe I should go live at 5 now instead of like 3:33. I usually go on at 3:33, but I had some doctor's appointments that kind of conflicted with my usual time that I go on, so I had to work around that. So thank y'all for joining me live and working with me around my crazy schedule that is a business, witchy entrepreneur business. So we have lots of new people in the group. Let me introduce myself. My name is Madam Z, and I am the head magical maker, head mistress of the Witchy School of Wisdom. I empower women coming out of the witchy broom closet by teaching them metaphysical courses and classes. I do all kinds of everything witchy. I was going to like pop in with my selenite wand and just go, woo, boop. You've been booped with the selenite wand for some healing energy during this witchy retrograde. Oh my God. You guys, how are you all dealing with this retrograde? Hey, Christy, thanks for joining us. Calgon needs to step up, I know, right? I don't get affected so much anymore with the retrogrades just because I guess it knows not to fuck with me so much. But the only problems that I usually have during retrograde are just computer or electronic problems. But knock on wood and knock on selenite, I haven't had that problem. I know a lot of people have had that problem. Working on where things will just disappear from their computer. There's live. Facebook has been wonky, but Facebook has been wonky since last week. So I'm sure it has to do with Mercury retrograde for sure. So that's where most of my stuff come in with Mercury retrograde. As far as electronics, just make sure that you ground yourself. Make sure that you're not signing any contracts right now. Make sure you go over everything with a fine-tooth comb. Make sure you I'm drinking lots of tea that ground you, like peppermint, any spearmint or mint tea, anything like that. Burn your essential oils. That is good for grounding and clarity. I have this wonderful herb that I love, which is called clarity sage. Or is it sage clarity? Clarity sage, I believe. And that works wonders during Mercury retrograde. Journal, pull some cards so you know. In my sister circle, my monthly Coven sister circle that I run, I just did their whole tarot reading for July. So they've got some stuff coming up. So be prepared for that, and you want to plan. It's almost like, what is it, the saying? Prepare for the best and plan for the worst. I think that's the same. So just ride the Mercury retrograde out. Don't let it affect you as far as not doing anything. You just want to be a little bit more proactive. Put up your protection more. You want to be more vigilant. You want to be more aware. Like I always say, a little hypersensitive. If you're looking at signing contracts or doing anything new, you want to triple, double, triple, quadruple check everything before you do anything major with Mercury retrograde. Game of Mana needed that. It's rough this week. Yeah, a lot of people are going through some rough shit this week. So just ride it out. And don't blame it on Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is not the devil. You have to take responsibility for yourself. And you can't hide yourself under the covers every time a retrograde shows up. Because I'm telling you, Mercury retrograde isn't the only thing that's in retrograde. We have all other planets that are always in retrograde. So Mercury just gets most of the attention. Lindsay Ashley got an interesting checkup from my naturopathic doctor yesterday and got some answers about why I've been so tired and have trouble finding my drive. I'm thankful. Awesome. Good. Hopefully that'll get you back on track, right? It's very important to keep your health up. Clary sage smells amazing. Yes, clary sage. So if you can get some essential oil and clary sage, or if you can get it in the dry herb form, go ahead and make incense out of it. And if you can get essential oils, then burn your essential oils with lemongrass. I love that combination. And Breezy's here. Welcome, Breezy. Any other tea suggestions? I really can't stand mint teas. Let me see if I can pull some stuff up. Retrograde. I don't see anything. Oh, here we go. Well, mint. Lemon balm. Lemon balm is a good one. I forgot to mention lemon balm with that if you guys like lemon balm. And lavender, of course, because lavender is for communication, for calming, not communication. But don't drink lavender. I just keep it by your bedside or diffuse it. And of course, sage, which I already talked about, clary sage. So yeah, those are the ones that I really like. The lemon balm is my favorite, and also mint teas are my favorite. So try those. If you can't do them in the tea form, then go ahead and do them in the diffuser. Okay, or you can just sprinkle around, put them in a little sachet, and keep them around your house. Hey Ashley, hey Chanel. I know it's been a while. I sent you a PM. Check your PMs, my sister. Uh-oh, Mariah's got to come back in. Hey, Kim, how are you? She's another witchy sister of mine that's dear to my heart. And Anna Jesus, I always forget. I always am horrible with your name, but welcome. So those are some of the tips that I have that they wanted me to talk about in the group about Mercury retrograde and how to deal with that and keep your stones around you, which is always your black obsidian, which I always keep black obsidian on my desk. And this is my huge chunk or black obsidian, or what we call tracking glass. Tracking glass. And he is always on my desk. So keep your protection stones near you, your black stones near you, as I drop it and crack it. And your amethyst for calming and also for clarity. Okay, so those are the stones. And your clear quartz. Keep you grounded. So let's talk about there's a couple things we're going to talk about. We did the Mercury retrograde, so hopefully that will get you started on how to manage, keep Mercury retrograde at bay. Ride the wave, like I said, it happens all the time. So as a practicing witch, you're going to have to learn how to navigate this stuff and the astrological imbalances as part of your practice. So don't freak out. Don't get upset about it. Just be like, okay, I'm going to learn from this. How am I going to navigate this? How can I incorporate this into my practice? And so you could learn from it and you can be more prepared for the next time it comes around. Because I'm telling you, it's not going to stop. It comes around all the time. So you might as well start getting used to it and start learning how to deal with it and to manifest, not to manifest it, but how to ride the wave. It's kind of like a horrible ex-boyfriend or a horrible ex. They just come around every now and then. Shows up their little crazy head. They pop up. Chanel's like, I love the selenite wand. I don't know much about the retrograde, but there's a lot of shit going around retrograde around me. Just as you said, it has been having crap with computers and phones. That is Mercury retrograde, my friend. Okay, so we talked about that. Now let's go on to number 2, which is my favorite thing I want to talk about too, which is one of the main points, is my top 10 signs you're a witch. Okay, and I want to talk about the top 10 signs. Give me some hearts or thumbs up if you feel that you are a witch, or you feel like you have a deeper calling, or you're like, I'm not sure if I'm a witch. I feel like a connection to earth, but I don't know. Maybe I just like plants. I don't know. Are you struggling to find out if you're a witch? Because should you call yourself a witch? What does a witch mean, right? Oh, look at all the hearts. So let's talk about my top 10 signs you're a witch. Now, I have this printed out, and I have it in kind of a weird kind of a thing. Okay, so I'm going to give you this own copy for you to print out. There's a link right there. Click that link and get that. So that way you can print that out. Hey, Tanya. And you can keep it on your refrigerator. You can keep it on your bathroom mirror, so you can look at the 10 signs every day. So let's talk about a couple of them. I'm not going to go over all of them because I have other stuff that I need to talk about today. But make sure that you actually click on that link if you want it, or if you want other information about that, drop your favorite emoji in, or send me a direct message, and we'll talk about a little bit deeper about the signs that you're a witch. So let's look at the first one. And if you resonate with these, I want you to give me a hearts up. So, have you ever had a deep fascination with the occult? Like forever. As long as I can remember, I have always been fascinated with pyramids, with the occult, I remember when I was probably 8 years old, we had this, I think it was a Time Life book that I got from, I think Mom and Dad got it from Time Life, and it was like this big blue book, and it was like the unexplained thing or whatever. They had like UFOs in there, ley lines. They had articles on Bermuda Triangle. They had articles on Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster. So I was, the occult, Ouija boards, talking with spirits, haunted houses. So I was always, since I was a kid, attracted to the occult. Always, as far back as I can remember. I'm sure you guys can relate to it too. If it's not letting you into that link, which it should, let me see, direct message me and I will get you that link. Yeah, it works on my end. Try to get, if it's not working, let me know. Send me a direct message and I'll get you that link. Okay. Hey, Robin. Robin just got back from a wonderful vacation. So jealous. So number 2, here's another one that I love. How many of you are like deeply connected with Mother Nature? I'm just not talking about, oh, I just like to go camp. I'm talking about you hear Mother Nature. You hear, the messages from the trees, from the fairies, from, different realms of earth. You hear the voices of what Mother Nature is trying to tell you. You have to be out in nature. Nature is calling you. It is not just like, oh, I just want to go camping kind of thing. You actually have a deep, deep connection with the seasons, with animals. You may even speak to the animals, or you can hear what they are talking about. Connection with water. You may be one of those water warriors where you're like, I have to have, I want to have clean water. It is something more than just like, I want to go out and sit by a tree. That is your healing, is being out in nature. So that is a sign number 2. This is another one for me, and I know some of you really do resonate with this. So I want you to think back to when you were probably middle school, junior high school. Then give me some thumbs up on this one. You've always felt like you didn't belong or you were an outsider. You never really felt like you were accepted in normal society. Now, I moved around a lot when I was a kid, so I always knew that I couldn't make like real strong bonds with people. See, yeah, everybody's got some hearts and thumbs up on that. I always felt like I was kind of an outsider because I didn't fit in with any of the crowds of like the cheerleader, the jocks, the bands, but I didn't feel like I was into the gothy one either. But I never connected with those groups. I had a core group of people, maybe 3 or 4 people that I hung out with that were just like me. We had our own little clique, our own little group, our outside, on the fringe group. I never fit in. I felt like I was kind of weird because I always into the cult. I wanted to hang out in graveyards. I wanted to do tarot readings. I wanted to watch horror movies. I wanted to, do some divination. I wanted to do candle magic, but during junior high and stuff, it just wasn't that. I guess for me, there wasn't either. You were like very goth, which I was never very goth, or you're a jock, you're a cheerleader, you were a nerd. I was never into the nerd scene either. So I always felt like I was an outsider, and I never had a whole group of friends. Did you guys have large friends? When you guys actually remember your core friend group? That's another sign, is that you just have very unique, very close-knit, very small circle. And that is what happens when you are a witch. You don't have a whole bunch of friends. You just have your core people that you're really connected with. So that is another sign that you are a witch, is that you always felt like you were kind of an outsider. You never fit into the churches. You never fit into Christianity. You always felt a different calling for you. You always felt like something is missing. You just never really connected with the normal society. So that's another sign. My fourth one is that you're deeply connected with the cycles of the moon, and you're deeply connected with how the cycles work in your body, how it affects your moods, how it affects your mind. You want to stand out under the moonlight. Give me some hearts up on that. Look at Kim's, Robin is raising her hand. And Tara Lee, I felt that way my whole life, not just teen years. Yes, your whole life. Yep. And even when I was a kid, I remember playing by myself a lot and talking to, like, I didn't have like imaginary friends. They weren't really imaginary friends to me. I mean, I always had animals. So I really very much connected with animals. So I was always off by myself. I only had 2 or 3 friends. I never had a huge group of friends. So that is a sign also. So yeah, you guys can relate to that. Even my friends said I was weird. I know I was the weird one out of the group. So yeah. Lindsay was, I still feel like that. I utilize it now, but I'm still the outsider 90% of the time. Yeah. Yeah. And family is another one. She knows I feel that so much. I'm a witch, but a new witch. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you feel yourself that you're a new witch or you're an old witch. It's just the fact that, yeah, I feel, am I a witch? Do I call myself a witch? What are the signs of a witch? So these are some signs. And the interesting thing is that it doesn't necessarily have to work in this plane. It could be past life stuff that is coming up that you're like, I feel that way all the time, but I don't know where it's coming from. It's probably because you're a witch in the past life that has come over to this life. So yeah, super cool. I always felt like a nobody, outcast people were my friends. Yeah, see, Tara, that's a good point, is that you find your tribe based on like-minded stuff, right? So all the outcasts would like kind of like gather together, right? So everybody has like their little circles. So Gemma said, I spent 85% of my time alone. Yeah, a lot of witches do, because they like the alone time. Another reason why they like to spend time alone is because they're so sensitive that all the noises around them in their impasse, they take on everybody's energy, they take on the noises, the feelings of everybody else, and they can't stand it. They can't stand to be around people. They're too sensitive. They don't know how to ground. They're like, it's too draining to be out in crowds. I have to be by myself in order for me to be, sane. So that's another sign. That's why a lot of witches really just do spend a lot of time being solitary or alone, because they're so sensitive and empathic that it's hard for them to be around a lot of people. So that is another sign. And that's like way down the road, way down the list of mine. So moon energy. Let's get back to moon energy. So we talked about connecting with the moon, but I'm just not talking about the whole, I hate to be like this, but not the whole, oh, Becky went to Costco and bought the whole moon sign thing to hang on a wall. I'm talking about you are drawn to the power of the moon. You feel different. You act different. Your cycles are different. Your moon is different. You plan. You get your calendar out and you're like, what moon cycle is this and what am I going to do with my life for this month? You actually plan rituals around moon cycles. You want to be out under the moon. You want to sit out and bask in that moon. You want to like howl at the moon, right? So this is deep connection with the cycles of the moon and how it affects your body. So that is another sign. Does anybody get crazy around the cycles of the moon, full moons? Hey, Brennan. Robin said I spent a lot of time alone as a kid. I still need my alone time, especially when I'm done. I just finished a 2-day tarot reading event at a psychic fair. I'm drained. By those 2 days, I'm like, I'm not answering emails. I'm turning everything off. I'm just hibernating, and I am recharging my battery for a whole entire day. I will sit outside. I will, journal. I will spend time with the goddess, but I am not doing anything for the entire 24 hours after that. Chanel said trees, birds, and fairy elements in Mumbai. Yes. Mermaids and water spirits. Hey, Shelly. Full moon makes me moody. You know what, full moons don't make me moody. Let's see, Shelly was like, no, but my patients sure did yeah, they do. And my mother was a nurse, OBGYN baby nurse. And she was like, every full moon, it's going to be crazy. Everybody's going to have their babies every full moon. So she was like, be ready for it. Be ready, because if you're going to be really busy, everybody's going to have their babies on the full moon. She said everybody had their babies on a full moon and when a huge storm came. So those were the nature, the phenomenals of like nature, full moons and storms. Those are the times when most women, according to my mother, gave birth to babies. So Ashley was, I've been super drawn to the moon. The moonlight calms me. Yes. Ashley, that's wonderful. Yeah. I get calm and closer to the full moon we get. Lindsay said, oh my God, I meant to tell you that my little guy turned 2 this month. Happy birthday for little guy. Howls at the moon. We did not teach him this. He one night just pointed the film. Mom said, then threw his head up as. That's funny. Connected to the moon. I don't get crazy during the full moon. I get sleepless. I can't sleep when there's a full moon out. I'm up and down. Things are going through my mind. I got to write stuff down. All these ideas are coming to me. I have a hard time sleeping during the full moon. So that is another sign that you're a witch, is that the moon really affects you. Not just, oh, there's a full moon out, or there's a new moon, or a void moon. When there's a dark moon or there's no moon, you may feel a little bit down. You may feel a little bit depressed. That's because that's the cycle of the moon. But for me, the full moon's like, I'm not getting any sleep. I might as well just stay up, watch TV, or start journaling, writing down my ideas. Yeah, that's what Lindsay said. Lindsay said law enforcement and the full moon was dreaded. Yeah, in law enforcement. Hey, Christina. Robin's a dark moon child. Yeah, Christina's like, I get sleepless too. I know. And I love the power of the moon. So super, super cool that you guys are connected to the moon. So that is another sign that you're a witch. That is my 4th sign that you're a witch, and I have 10 of them, but we're just going to go to number 5. The rest of them you can get off that link. So number 5, here's the cool thing. Are you prone to seeing symbols and omens and signs and synchronicities of the earth, spirit, Mom Gaia, goddess, those kind of things? Do you see numbers? Do you see feathers? Do you see animals all the time? Do you see symbols out of weird stuff? Like, I don't know, remember back in the day where they used to sell, what was it on eBay that had a piece of toast and that was burnt like a image of Jesus? Right? So, yeah, if you're prone to see, oh, Lindsay's connected to the new moon. Oh, cool. Yeah, I miss her too when she's not out. I'm like, come back. But I know she has to have time to rest too after all that power that she gave us. So you are really connected to omens and signs and symbols and synchronicities in your life. You see like reoccurring signs, reoccurring numbers, reoccurring, things in 3s are really important for witches. So you may see signs 3 different times. You may see 3 different feathers. You may see numbers that come up 3 times. So it is very important. That's a sign that you're witches, that you're prone to seeing many omens and symbols and signs. So you guys are doing really great. So out of all 4 or 5 of these, numbers and patterns, yes, you're absolutely right, Susan. So out of the 5 that I talked about, how many do you think that you resonate with? So type in the number below. If you resonate with 3, just type in 3. If you resonate with all 5, type in 5. If you resonate with 1, type in 1. And let's see how many people are witches. And I have a whole list. This is just 5. Lindsay's out looking for feathers now. See? Natural born witch. Lindsay's a natural born witch. Terry Lee, I have a tie-dyer friend. I saw some of her work lately. I saw things in her work. Yes. All the symbols. Numbers 8. Carissa, hey Carissa, how are you? Gemma says she resonates with 4. Georgie resonates with 5. Tara with 5. I didn't hear them all. Sorry. You can get on the download. There's a link. And if you guys haven't gotten the link, make sure that you send me a direct message and I will get you that link to you. And Ray and Lindsay is number 5. Breezy's number 4. Mariah's number 5+. So you guys are all witches. Oh my goodness. You guys are all connect with the power of being a witch. And like I said, I have 5 more. So I really want you to get that link, print it out, and keep it with you. So this is mine. You can have this. I printed mine out on pretty paper. So I'm going to keep that on my desk for me. So I encourage you to keep that near you to remind you how powerful you are as a witch, that you can call yourself a witch. You don't have to be afraid of the word witch, because witches are not about eating babies or worshiping the devil. We are all about empowering and being connected with the cycles of the moon, being connected with Mother Nature, being connected to spirits. That is what being a witch is about. It's not about eating babies and all that stupid stuff that the movies want to talk about. So let's talk about the 3rd thing. We did Mercury retrograde. We did the top 10 signs that you're a witch. I just went over 5 of them. The next one we're going to talk about is my witchy retreat. If any of this resonates with you, and this is just a little small list, you need to come to my retreat in October. We will be doing everything on this list. You will have a total immersion of everything on this list. We are going to be doing occult work, which means working with crystals. If you want to learn tarot, you learn tarot. We're going to be talking about divination. We're going to be working with herbs, astrology, spirits. We may even do some spirit communication because it is in October, and that was when the veil is the thinnest. So we could be doing some spirit communication. We're doing some crossroads rituals in the graveyard. We are going to be connected deeply with Mother Nature for these 4 days in the Witchy Goddess Retreat, which means you're working with your land spirits, you're working with Mother Nature, you're working with sacred waters that is on sacred land. We have about 20 plus acres that has natural spring waters, has a pond, it has animals on there, it has trees, it has a vegetable garden, it's sacred land to the Indians, the Native Americans. So you can connect with all those for all 4 days. You feel like an outsider in your life right now, where you feel like you cannot connect with anyone. Your connection with witches and fellow witchy sisters is here at this retreat. I'm only bringing 10 high vibe women, and half of it is filled. More than half of it is filled. If you don't get in on this in now, the prices go up in August. You need to get in on this, and the closer we get to October, you're going to not have any payment options whatsoever. You have to pay in full at the highest price. Okay? If you're prone to omens, signs, and symbols, oh my gosh, I've been out there and there are so many signs. There's eagles flying around. The trees talk to you because you're surrounded by trees. You're in the, rural area outside of Dallas, Texas. You have spirits come to you from ancient Indian tribal people that come in. The person's retreat that we're having it in finds those little Native American beads all the time by the river, all the time in her yard. Whenever she's digging stuff up, she finds those beads all the time, and she can show you the jar of how she collected those. So if you are working on your psychic gifts, this is a time for you to work on your feeling of psychic gifts of one of your clairs, where you pick up an object and you work on how does that object make you feel? What kind of messages do you get from that object? So this is a perfect retreat for you to work with your clairs during this first, the 4 days. This retreat includes access to me almost 24/7. Well, I'm not going to say 24/7 because, your high priestess has to sleep. But if you want one-on-one time with me for 4 days, and you want to pull me aside and you're like, hey, I'm having problems with this. Can you help me with this? I don't understand this. What does this mean? This is your time to work with me one-on-one on a 4-day witchy retreat. And, my eyes itching, we are working with Persephone. Every meal, every step, every thought, every move, everything we do, we are working with the goddess Persephone. Your meals, your ingredients in your heart-centered meals will be some aspect of Persephone, which includes pomegranates, pomegranate juice. We're probably going to have midnight margaritas, which is, I think, we're going to do pomegranate margaritas, and we're going to do fire divination. So get on this retreat now, because I am telling you, if you go through this list, you are connected to any of these things as what it means to be a witch. You need to be in this retreat. It is 4 days of witchy immersion, connection, growth, experience. I remember when I went on my first goddess retreat, I don't remember, 3 or 4, no, my first goddess retreat here. I've been to other pagan retreats, but my most profound retreat was the goddess retreat, and we worked with Isis for the first time. And it absolutely changed my life, and still have deep connections with people and memories and things that came up. We're going to do some ritual work. We're going to do some wound working. So it's going to be a lot of tears. It's going to be hard work. It's going to be fun as fuck. And lots of food, lots of laughter, lots of witchy classes, lots of time for me to work with you one-on-one if you need it. And I really want you in that retreat. Like I said, Spots are filling up fast. Once they're gone, they're gone. The only time you can get in on it now at this price is till the end of the month. It will go up in August, and you only have, what, 1 or 2 payment plans by that time. Everything has to be paid by October 1st in order for me to get all the goodie bags together, all the meal planning together, all of your the bed accommodations together. So we have to have time to get everything together, so it has to be done by October 1st. So hey Angela, if you are interested, yeah, Breezy sounds wonderful. First grandchild due right around Halloween, can't leave that month. Oh, hope you hold it again, another one. I don't know. This has been really affirming for me. Oh, thank you, Christina. I'm not sure if I'm going to hold another one. If I hold another one, it's going to be at a different retreat center, which means it's going to be more expensive. The reason why this one is a little bit lower is because the expense of the retreat was a little bit less. Now, the more I do these, the more expensive they're going to get. So if you want in on the founder price, the very first Witchy School of Wisdom retreat for witches and working with the goddess, you need to do this now. You need to be the founder of this retreat where you get it in on founder prices, because if I do it again next year, it's going to be up. And I am putting together my huge, huge, huge retreat, which includes all of my day in a year training, which includes 4 retreats, 1 every quarter. And that's going to be super high end. So I may just even go to that kind of thing where you just give one-on-one coaching with me plus the 4 retreats, and that may be the only option that I'm offering next year. I'm not sure. So if you have any doubt, you need to get on this right now. Send me a direct message, and we will talk about payment plans. We will talk about options for you. We will talk about what you need to do, how you need to get in on it. And because I'm telling you, if you resonate with anything on this list and you want to hone in on any of these witchy gifts that you have, and you want to work with the goddess Persephone on a deeper level, and you want to connect with the witches on a deeper level as a collective, you need to get in on this. And I'll be talking about this entire month until you guys are sick of me talking about this retreat, because that's how wonderful this retreat is. I'm putting my heart and soul into this retreat for you. Okay, so grab this PDF. It's a free PDF. If it's not working for you, let me know and I will send that to you. Direct message me if you need that PDF. Direct message me if you want to get on this Witchy Goddess retreat, which is $9.97. You have payment plans that are coming up. If you don't get this on the payment plan now, in August it is going up to $12.97, I believe, and you're probably going to have to pay full price because it's getting really close to October and the payment plans will be less and less. So thank you all for being here with me on Witchy Wisdom Wednesday. Get your PDF. Put that PDF up where you can see it. Remind yourself how powerful you are. Remind yourself every day that you're a powerful witch and you own your shit. And nobody's going to tell you what to do. Nobody is going to dictate to you what your life is going to be like. You're going to change your circumstances. You're going to say who, what, where, when, how I'm going to live my life out loud. And I will see you in the group. But more importantly, I will see you at the Witchy Goddess Retreat in October. I know y'all will be there. I know you guys will be there. All right, my sisters, if you have any question, I'm always around, so send me a message. You're not bothering me, I promise. If you have any questions at all, send me a message. All right. We'll see you later in the group, and I'll see you in a treat. I will see you in the retreat. I will see every single one of you in the retreat and give you all a big witchy hug. Okay? We'll see you around. Witch on, my sisters. Bye.